Blessed evening, collective. Wow. It's been a minute since I said that. I'm still all kinds of fucked up. This is just what it is. There is so much that is clinging to the structure and the routine and the identity that was built around that routine. The identity that was there that said, this is us, this is what we do. And now that routine just isn't what it was. It's not the same. Oh, that whole identity it's clinging on for dear life. This is just what it is. I'm in a free fall. I am free falling. And it hasn't stopped. I haven't stopped falling. It's still going. I don't know that it will stop. I don't know that I want it to stop. I don't know anything other than I am living the dream. I am literally living inside a dream. And it's real. And every day it feels like a dream. It just there's something in the mind that keeps saying, you know, you're gonna wake up. But I believe in this dream. There's something else in me, much, much deeper than the mind, that goes, no, you're gonna keep dreaming, actually. Because this is reality. This is the real thing. The thing that you thought was real, it turns out, right, was the illusion. This is the real. This thing that feels so impossibly good and therefore surreal because of how different it is, because of how good it is, because of how perfectly aligned and really magical it is. It feels crazy to the mind. And it keeps saying that. It says you're losing it. You're losing your grip. I'm losing my grip on what exactly? On the illusion? On all of the identity built around illusion? On this fear-based and self-limitation conditioning, all of these beliefs and patterns of thought, losing my grip on the restriction of desire. Oh. Let's let go of those things then. Let's just blow that away. There's so much that I know. I am coming into a deeper and deeper knowing within the self, and that feels incredible. And the mind is just baffled. Of course, it says, how can you possibly? You can't possibly know. You can't possibly know that. That's what the mind says. You can't possibly. Except I do. Except I just do. I know, and I am feeling the certainty of this knowing, the reality, the realness of it, the absoluteness of it is just so much more real than anything in the mind. And I'm learning to trust it more and more deeply, to trust the desire, to trust the vision that comes with the desire. This is not a projected mind-made, let me try to see into the future. That's not what this is. This is the receiving of what already is, which by outward appearance would seem to be future because it hasn't reached this present moment, but it's already happened. It's already done. And in the receiving of the desire, I get the vision with it of that desire fulfilled. And I know what happens. It's the wildest thing. I know what happens. I know where this goes. Now, there's plenty of detail to fill in, and I don't want all of that detail right now. I want that detail to unfold. I want it to fill in gradually. I want the joyful journey of surprise and delight. Oh, and what a delight it is to discover a desire that surprises you. That's a thing that I am experiencing consciously for the first time. The unveiling of new desire to myself. Something is mentioned, something crosses my focus, and I feel everything light up and go, oh, I never knew I wanted that. I didn't know I wanted that until this moment. Now I know. I want that. I want that. How awesome is that? And I know in the moment of receiving that experience of the desire, I'm receiving it because it's already happened. I want it because it's already happened and it was great. That's basically what that means. And you know it's a true desire when it surprises you. When the moment you see it, it just elates you. It just feels good. That's how you know. It's not something that the mind concocted, that the mind thought it wanted. In fact, in many cases, it's something that the mind either can't make any sense of. Why do I want this, is what the mind says, or it would be in direct contradiction to what the mind says that it wants. And yet you want it because your wants and the mind's wants are not the same thing. What I want is completely unrelated to everything that the mind thinks that it wants. Those are not my wants. Those are not my preferences. Those are not my desires. They're all made up. They're all based on fear and control. And that's not what I want. So what an incredible and delicious thing it is to have a desire revealed that baffles the mind, that completely contradicts everything that the mind had previously thought that it wanted, constructed identities around. Well, we don't want those things. Who's we? Who is this we that doesn't want those things? Because it's not me. This is specifically in relation to, because why not explain it? The suggestion of going to parties, and not parties, but like soirees, I would say. Parties, events, I mean fun, gatherings. Not something I ever had a real interest in the past. And certainly not hosting a party. Oh my God. To the past self, that's the worst idea ever. It's what that would be perceived as. Why would I want to do that? That sounds like a lot of stress and a lot of trouble. Past identity. That isn't me. Because yesterday it was suggested in conversation with this incredible individual that I'm seeing that we should go to parties, we should host parties. And the minute I read that, everything just erupted. within me. It was a hell yeah. Hell yeah, we should do that. Abso-fucking-lutely. Both of those things. And it surprised me. It took me by surprise because never in my life had I gotten excited about the prospect of going to or hosting not just a party, but parties. And immediately I saw it and I knew, oh my God, we host amazing parties. We host the best fucking parties. And we go to some awesome ones too. But we know how to throw a party. And they're great. And we have so much fun and we just love it. And I just know that. I just know it came fully formed. The vision, along with the desire, entirely in that moment. Because it's already happened. Because we've already hosted those parties. And they're all really fucking great. And the reception of that desire in that moment was my soul delivering that news to me. Of, yeah, you do this. You do this regularly. And it's awesome. That's why I want it. It's amazing how this works. How your soul is trickling everything down to you. You're in the contrast, you're gathering the data. As you're doing that, you are automatically birthing these desires. And they're being received by the rest of yourself, vibrationally, in higher dimensional reality. And all of the components are gathered there. Everything that you're putting in with the emotional content, as you're feeling it, as you're in the contrast, whether you realize it or not, it's happening. And it's being tended and gathered together and arranged just so. And then it's ready. At a certain point, you have put enough gathering of data in, built this desire up in enough detail and clarity that it's been growing this entire time, just like anything grows from a seed. And then it's ready. It's ready for you to experience. And in that moment, you experience it. In the higher dimensional reality, in the true reality, in base reality, we'll call it that, because this is not base reality, and even scientists agree on this. In the actual base reality, where you have sent all of this delicious instruction about what it is that you desire, it reaches a point where it is fully formed, it comes to fruition, it is experienced. That's automatic, that happens. There's never a question of whether or not your desire will be fulfilled. It is fulfilled. It is fulfilled. That's how it works. It can't not be. And then in that moment that it's fulfilled, you receive the delight, which is received by you in this dimension as the desire. Suddenly it comes into your conscious awareness, this desire. It's been under the surface a bit. It's been this sort of subconscious process most of the time. Now what's really fun is when we start to get conscious and deliberate about it, and we can take part in the formation of the desire. That's really cool. When you can feel it starting to form, when you notice that something has begun to bloom within you and it's not strong yet, it's very subtle. It's just, ooh, I think there's something that I want. Ooh, I wonder what it is. Ooh. And just sort of gently feeling into that space and starting to suss out the shape of it. What are some of the emotional details here? What is the emotional content of this desire? It starts very general. And you get as specific as you can get with it in your feeling. And you ask, you're not trying to force it, you're feeling it into place. And you know, if there's not a lot of detail to it, oh, there's going to be some contrast that happens really soon. Really soon, I'm going to experience some contrast that gives this desire right here detail. How cool is that? I am looking forward to that. To having experiences that are filling out my desire. And I'll be paying attention. And when they happen, I'll go, ooh, it happened. The desire got bigger. This experience led to the expansion of my desire. Now I'm going to look at that and explore that some more. And I'm going to see what details just got added to it. I'm going to keep checking back into this place and see this work in progress as it is growing, as it is unfolding, and just be excited about it. It's like watching anything grow, like watching a plant grow, like watching a baby grow. Maybe that's a better example because it's hidden. You can't see it, right? But you know it's growing. And every so often, you know, you get a sonogram, you get to see what's going on in there. That's the same thing as you tapping in to your desire, and you can do it as often as you like. Tapping into this space and paying attention to what's growing. And you'll have multiple things growing. There are multiple desires at any given point in time that are in different stages of growth, but the most incredible thing too is how they connect with each other. They're aware of each other. Your inner being, your total self, is aware of all of them, is tending all of them, and is aware of another encompassing desire, which is, I want these all to come to fruition in the most satisfying way possible. And maybe that means some of them connect in ways that I never would have imagined. So that this desire over here and this one over here, they're kind of growing side by side. And as they're filling out and formulating, they both sort of reach their peak point where they're ready to be born. And they come through together. They're born at the same time. And now I receive this even more expanded, all-encompassed sense of desire of, oh, I want the merger of these things. And that's what I get. That's even more exciting. I don't know if this is making any sense. It doesn't matter. I sat down intending to pull cards. I still want to try to do that. It's so incredibly hard to focus. That's just the truth. It has been so hard to focus on anything the past, what is it now, 2.5 weeks? I've lost all track. 2.5 weeks. I'm still just, I am just in a haze. Attempting to make this the practice now of acceptance of what is. This is what is. The inability to focus. The sense of just sort of drifting around, floating around. I'm giving myself lots of grace in this, in saying, this is just the experience now, and I want the experience. Oh, I want the experience. Oh, I want this so bad. And I get what I want. So. Because it's mine. That's the way it works. I am feeling a lot of anticipation, collectively speaking. Okay, now I gotta focus again because I got a text message. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Oh, there's a lot of anticipation. There's a strong desire to speak. I mean, come on, that's been here. If it hasn't come to fruition, it's about to. I keep getting this notion to do the dangerous thing. Do the thing that feels dangerous. That's certainly what's been in practice for me. So much feeling dangerous. It's dangerous to do that, Allie. Oh, this is dangerous. To feel this, to want this. This want is dangerous. Ooh. Really? Ego? The soul knows there's no danger in anything. Is the mind going to put a limitation on my desire because it doesn't understand it? Because it's afraid of it? Because it's afraid of it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let myself want. I'm going to let myself want dangerously. I am giving myself that radical permission because I am radically worthy and provided for and protected and everything. I give myself permission to want more, to want bigger, to want what I really want, to admit to myself what my want is, and to delight in it, whether or not the mind understands it, judges it as appropriate. None of that matters. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Oh. Devil energy, low vibrational energy, will dress itself up in a suit and tie and spectacles inside your head and say, we know what's good for you. This is not good for you. This is dangerous. You better stop this. And we'll give you all the reasons why. That's what devil energy does. Devil energy masquerades as conscience. This word, oh my God. People don't know what that means. I didn't know what that meant for a long fucking time. Your conscience is what stops you. No. You either want to do it or you don't. If you want to do it, and the soul is very clear on this. To the soul, it's a hell yes or it's a hell no. That's it. There is no other discussion. It's the mind, and it is the energy of illusion, which is devil energy, low vibrational, that tricks you into feeling guilt, into feeling shame, into feeling inappropriate or wrong or unworthy. And it'll give you the list of reasons why you ought to do or not do the thing. And then it'll tell you that that's what you want. Because it's pretending to be you. But it's not you. It's not you. Your soul will never give you a reason. Really. Your soul does not explain itself. Angel energy, high vibrational energy, that which you are, is fucking badass. It's a badass. You are a badass. Your soul shoots first and asks questions later. And the weapon that it wields is desire. Love. But desire. Wanting. It sees something. And it wants it. And in that moment it goes, I want it, I get it, it's mine. Next thing. There's never a question of if or should or why. It's, I see it, I love it, it's mine. That's fucking it. And all of the other questioning of that, the questioning of, well, but why do you want it? And is it good for you? And this and that, whatever. That's all devil energy. The soul says, no, it's good. I know it's good. I want it. Why? Because I do. Because it feels good. What feels good is good. That's how this works. You don't need any further explanation or reason. If it feels good, it's good for me. Literally, that's it. Yes. Yes. Can you hear the voice in your mind going, that sounds dangerous? That's not your voice. That's not you. It's not me, because I can hear it. Is that voice trying to control? By threat? By saying this is dangerous and inciting fear? Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway right there. That's ego. That's low vibrational. It's illusion. It's not you. And the minute you see that, the illusion is shattered. This thing that was pretending to be you, trying to control your desires to keep them on a leash, it can't do it anymore. So then, of course, it's going to tell you that's dangerous because it wants control. It's going to tell you you're losing your mind because the mind is losing you. The mind has lost its grip on you. If it can't convince you that it's an important thing to have, then it can't control you. So it's going to do everything it can to tell you you're crazy and that's a bad thing. No, it's a very good thing. Because sanity is a delusion. The way that we've been practicing it. Sanity is enslavement to the mind, enslavement to illusion, rather than following the soul, rather than knowing liberation. So yes, I will gladly be crazy. Mind, thank you. Lock me up, throw away the key. I'm not a slave to that bullshit anymore. I know who I am. I am a divine deliberate creator. I'm here to create. I'm here to have so much fucking fun. This is supposed to be fun. Not just a little bit, not sometimes, all the time. All of it. Fun. Fun today, fun 5 minutes from now, fun tomorrow, fun next week, fun all along the way. That's it. That is how this is supposed to work. Yes, really. Yes, really. This turned into a ramble. I don't know that I'm going to pull cards. I might just do that separately at a separate time. I don't know. Who knows? It's time for us to start letting desire off the leash. That's how the soul really guides us. The free flowing and the following of desire, unrestricted, without question. Without question, what feels good to you? Be fucking selfish. Yes. Do you want to do it? Then do it. Do you not want to do it? Then fucking don't. And do the thing that you do want to do. Forget about everything else. Seriously. This is the way that everything aligns this way. This is how it's supposed to work. Everything flows together when you are following your own compass, which is your heart, your desire, and putting that first. Not what other people think, not what they say, not what you think they want, not what they tell you they want. That's for them to follow. That's for them to figure out and heed the guidance of. Their desires, their wants, they take care of that. What you do is tap into you. What is the next best feeling thing in this moment? What feels good to me? I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna do it just because it feels good. And I'm gonna get really honest about the things that I want. I'm gonna really hone in on my desire, moment to moment. And I know I can use everything that is manifested in this moment to point me in that direction. I can go about it the other way. I can say, what is it do I feel? Do I feel like something is lacking? What do I feel like is missing? What would delight me right now? Or what's upsetting me right now? All of that points to what's wanted. And then you just enjoy your wanting of it, knowing that you received that thing. You received it already. It's time to start creating from the dream. And to stop asking other people's input. To stop running it by them. How do you think this sounds? Does this sound good to you? Does this sound realistic to you? No. That's not anyone else's role. And they're just going to talk you out of it. There is a fabulous discussion with Abraham Hicks having to do with, I believe it was a paper, some sort of paper that Jerry Hicks wrote at some point in time that was called Keep Your Dreams to Yourself Until They're Fully Formed. When you have a desire, a true desire, and it sounds crazy to the mind, but you're working on honing in on that desire and feeling into it and believing it, knowing this feels good, this feels right, this is right. I know it sounds crazy to my own mind, but I know it's true. I know it's real. I know that I couldn't desire it if it weren't. I couldn't have a desire for something that didn't exist. My desire is the evidence of its existence. More than that, the evidence that I get it. The evidence that this is fulfilled. It's complete already. It's mine. And you keep practicing yourself into that space. But until you're practiced into that desire so solidly that you can tap into it and say, yep, this is real. I know it's real. I know it's happened. I'm expecting it to happen any day now. Until you can really solidly stand in that place within yourself and not be talked out of it by the mind, then don't share it with anyone else. Because what do you think they're going to do? Unless it's someone that you are co-creating with, that is in on this process with you, that knows how this works. And that is the most exquisite thing. But everybody else, leave them out of it. You don't need their input. You don't need their doubt or their judgment. They will just talk you out of your own trusting of yourself and your desire. You don't need that. But when you do get to that place, when you do find yourself standing in that steadfast faith, that knowledge of your desire, of the rightness of it, the righteousness of it, that it has been asked, it has been given, and it has been received. Past tense, done already, it's done, it's done, it's done. And you're just basking in the glory of what happens to you, the deliciousness of what happens in your experience, and you can feel the certainty of that you are standing in this now and knowing another now that is making its way to you with absolute certainty. Then go ahead and share it. Then tell it from the mountaintops. And watch people change. Because they won't know what to do with your certainty. They won't know what to do with it. Even if they try to contradict it, it won't work. But mostly they won't feel like they even can. Because they see you standing in your power, in your absolute knowledge, and they're wondering, how do I get some of that? How do I get to that place of confidence and certainty and faith? They'll just be awed by it. This is what we're here to do. We're here to make miracles commonplace. Because we're magic, baby. We are magic. We're here to make magic. We are here to change the world. To blow some fucking minds with what is actually possible. Blow some minds out of the water because we're not operating under the authority of the limited, restricted mind anymore. The mind doesn't dream. The heart dreams. And by that dreaming, calls forth the desire into creation. It's time for us to start doing this on purpose. To live in the dream, and it will feel surreal. It will feel like a dream. Because, I mean, that's what all of this is in the first place. But really, it's time to bring the higher dimensional truth into being in this dimension. It's time for us to rise. As we connect with and hold on to and have faith in and hold the focus of higher dimensional truth, which is what's delivered to you within your desire, we are lifting this dimension up. We're loosening it. It becomes less dense, and we're actually shifting dimensions. That's what the ascension is. We are bringing that which was formed in the third dimension, Earth, up into alignment with, into merger with the higher reality. And it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel different. Because we're leaving behind all of the density that we were so used to, that was so familiar. All of the yuck. We're leaving it behind. So it's going to feel weird. Very much the way that and this is something, I'm stealing this from Steve's Love Tarot. Very much the way that someone who has been addicted to a substance, whose body has acclimated to a substance, whether that is a hard drug or alcohol or caffeine, very much the way that person feels weird when they stop using that substance. It feels different. Their entire experience of reality and their own consciousness is different, and it feels strange. And it feels kind of like a dream. Kind of like this can't be the real thing, because we were so used to this other version that became the norm, the standard. And we're shifting out of that now. We have a new standard, a new normal. And part of that new normal is that it's very dreamy. That this is dreamy. I mean, in the truest sense of that word. It's fucking dreamy. It's delicious. It's... everything is lighter and brighter and has a sparkle to it. And food tastes better. Well, our senses are opening up. We will have access to more flavors. To the experience of more nuanced flavor, color, and sound. We'll see more colors. Be able to detect finer differences between them. To hear more things. This is what it is. It's... oh my god, I just got this image of... is it Rugrats? Is it Rugrats? I think it's Rugrats. Oh no, what's his name? Oh, why can't I remember his name? That's gonna drive me crazy. I can't remember his name. The kid with the red hair and the purple glasses, whose nose is always stuffy. And I'm pretty sure there's an episode where he gets a treatment and suddenly he can smell and taste things. And he's like, oh my god, it's a whole world of magic. Like these things that I never knew existed, these flavors, these smells. And he can smell more than everybody else. That's what's happening. Everything is opening up. All of the incredible sensation, the vibrational spectrum, because everything is vibration, is expanding. And because we are becoming more sensitive and more finely tuned to it, we're able to experience more of it, to access more of it. Our emotions will become more nuanced and intense and subtle. It's both sides of it. Both sides of the spectrum are expanding. All of it is helping us to feel the guidance of the soul more clearly, to feel into our desire more clearly, and ultimately to enjoy it more. More certainly, more powerfully, more deliciously. More. Everything is getting bigger. Everything is getting bigger and better. Without question. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it works. There is no end to this joyful journey. Well, I've rambled for 45 minutes, so... I don't know that there's anything else I want to say at this moment. This is all just self-expression. It always is. At some point, when it feels right, I will pull cards again. But I'm not going to force myself if it doesn't feel right, just to fit and appease some egoic identity that says that's what we do. It's a thing that happens sometimes. I don't stop having access to that if I'm not enjoying it in this moment, then I'm not going to force myself to do it. I'm going to enjoy what's here, what is present in my desire. And right now, that's just basking. Basking in love, in the deliciousness. Of being completely, utterly in love. And knowing the things that I know. Watching this desire unfold. All of these desires that are attached to this one, which has come to fruition and is only becoming more. It's only growing into more. Because we created this love together, and it's only getting bigger. Like all things, it only grows. And it doesn't die. It's not form, it's formless and eternal. So it really, really only gets bigger. I really thought I was going to pull a reading this time. Speak your truth. Act on your heart. Follow your desire. Follow the impulse. Follow it through fear. Do the thing that feels dangerous. And feel the pride in yourself for doing so. That's all I got. That's all I got. Have a blessed afternoon. It's all fucking love. I love you.